This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
So,
Careful now.
hello everybody and welcome to episode, it doesn't really matter, this is Stairs Part 2 of the 365 Flicks podcast. We have an absolute belter coming up. I am Kevin, the pissy ex video store clerk, and the man next to me is...
I am Chris, the Scottish Whedon whore, no less.
Chris, you are here, you are in the booth, you are on an episode with me.
I know.
How long has it been since this happened?
It's like been well ages.
Yeah, it feels like donkey's years.
Well, it has been.
But yeah, we're here for a very good reason. We are here to talk about the awesome directorial fourth movie. You would normally say directorial, follow it with debut, wouldn't you? You would normally.
No more vodka and Coke for you.
Yeah,
Is that just Coke?
It is a bit. We have been speaking of Toby, so
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So this is Stairs Part 2. If you listen to the last episode, we had Samantha Schnitzler on the show. We had Bentley Kalu on the show. Just two absolutely amazing interviews. Loved both those guys. Came on to talk about Tom Patons' new movie Stairs, which cheeky little exclusive for about 3 hours time when it actually comes in. Yeah, this summer. Looking like it.
Hopefully.
That kind of took me a little bit by surprise.
I don't think it'd be that soon.
No, I was thinking like later on in the year, possibly early next year.
I expected it to be doing, like, you know, the festivals and stuff
Yeah.
first before. But, yeah, all good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great news. Great news. But well, this episode, we have the amazing Alana Wallace. Just amazing woman. Just an absolute bundle of fun when we went down to the set, because obviously we're doing this because we visited the set for Stairs when Chris fell over. And
yeah, the filmer of said video.
yeah, she was the filmer of said video, yes. But yeah, so Elena's on soon. We're going to be talking to her first. We'll put her on first. Yeah, because the second episode is a bit of a hot mess.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was always going to be.
Yeah, it's Toby. So yeah, we have Alana Wallace on to talk about the movie Stairs and subsequently also her career. Some things she's been in beforehand, some things she's.
It was actually damn interesting.
It was a
if truth be
great
told. Yes, it
interview.
was.
Like, I loved that interview, and I loved editing that interview. It's like just listening back because
Yeah.
it was about 7 months ago.
Yeah. Bless her. She's good people.
That's what happens when you get Toby and you're like, right, I want to put these two guys on the episode together.
Yeah.
And Toby becomes
Yeah.
an absolute ball ache to nail down to interview because, you know, but Toby will be the other guest, the second guest of the show. You, my friend, have got something to do.
It's been a while.
Do you remember how to do this?
It's been a while. I will have a go.
Some would say it's like riding a bike.
Yeah. So look for 365 Flicks on the Facebook and the Twitter, which is apparently still a thing.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah. It's still a thing, isn't it?
Twitter it's not going anywhere. I'll say that for it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, shame. And 365 Flicks podcast on the Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and follow and all those horrible social media-y things.
You've got a real big chip on your shoulder with this social media thing right now, haven't you?
Right now.
Oh, you always have. Because you're like a granddad. Where else can people find us?
Look for us on the Spotify because we are on there. Follow us on the Spotify because we're on there.
Still a thing.
I don't know, I've got that on my phone. Yeah, almost like not social because you listen to it on your own in the car. We're on iTunes. Leave us a cheeky 5-star review because of the reason.
And we deserve it.
And we're also on any other third-party podcatching apps.
Podcatching.
I know.
I like
Fancy, I know. We're also on a few cheeky networks we are on. I'm never,
This is not gonna
ever
go
going to
well.
get this right. Right, okay, so we're on
I'll count them down.
Tangerbound,
Yes.
Nerdly.co.uk,
Phil,
our
how could you-
British
How could
home.
you ever forget about film?
We Be Geeks.
Yes. Nice.
I'm out.
There's another Geeks.
Geeks More Blake.
Yes. What about Mark Bogner?
I've said Tangerbound.
Did you?
I said that first.
What about the new one? Michael Leal.
Danger.
Entertainment.
Better than Burger.
What about Big Dev? Did we talk about him?
That's dead in the water, isn't it?
Me and Dev have turned a little bit of a corner. So anyway, on football, because I've had my knuckles wrapped.
Have you
Yes, I have recently taken it back up, and
taken it back up?
and got injured quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've taken up the football. I now play for a seniors team, and that's not as bad as it sounds, because I'm not playing in it because I'm old. I'm playing in it because my body's fucked.
Yeah. So your age is, your mental age is not, well, fuck that, that's not going to work out, is
Yeah,
it?
it's more to do with it's more like football rehab for me.
Alright. Okay.
Like,
right.
you know how my lungs were all messed up and shit, so now it's like getting back into football as a way to like get some fitness back. Really, it's just a way of getting out of the house for a little bit. But I have joined a seniors team called the Scottish Borders Seniors. We are a bunch of amazing dudes, and we are playing against other old bust people.
Arrogant.
And it's great. It's really cool. You should give it a try. I mean, I know you
Give what a
struggle-
try.
I know you struggle to like walk a fast pace, so running's probably out
Or,
of the
well, you
question.
see me try to run, Kev.
You you could be like that episode of Still Game, the walking football.
Can I be Naveed in that episode?
You could definitely be David in that episode. I think you've got the temperament.
I've definitely got the
Yeah.
temperament. Yeah, oh yeah, some of them pisses me off, they're getting their fucking legs
A
broken.
cheeky bastard. I think that you're definitely Naveed.
Don't do that.
I do a really good Naveed impression.
No, you don't.
Aye. So
No.
anyway, I am. I've joined this team. I'm part of this team, and it's an amazing thing what the guys are doing. The guys that set it up are just fantastic. Really enjoying it. I really bring it up because hopefully this episode's going to go out before then. But on Sunday we have our first tournament.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. No, I've been following you on the Facebooks and that, and you beat Rangers, so I'm happy.
We did.
Yeah.
Not the Rangers, but a
well,
Rangers.
as good as.
It was as good as, because they were some mucky pups. I don't want to go too far and say nasty things.
Dirty.
But that was a really good game, actually. Actually, I believe, I may be speaking out of turn here, but I played really fucking well. Like, I came on in the second half, I played really well, and the guy who runs the thing, like, there's three guys that run it together, and one of them I'm quite pally with anyway, and he said I played my socks off. Which, you know what? I have struggled to chase the children around the fucking garden.
Playground. What?
No, I've struggled to chase the girls around the garden for years because of like what my previous job did to me and stuff. So being able to run around a pitch and chase like people,
So what you're saying is you were like the muckle fat in Jerry Springer. I just want to play with my kids, Jerry.
No, I was more gonna go with like I was Rudy. I was Sean Astin in that movie Rudy when everybody doesn't give him a chance, but then
I've got no idea what you're on
he
about.
gets a chance and then like he shows that he's pretty good.
Nah, Jerry Springer.
I am good. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've been out for like 5 weeks because my feet are bust. But that's neither here nor there. I will get back to it. But the guys, the team are going up to Livingston, which is somewhere up north of the wall. They are playing a tournament.
It's not up north, is it?
Well, where is it?
It's just like a little bit from Edinburgh.
That's up north.
It's between Edinburgh and Glasgow.
That's up north.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
If you live in London, where's up north?
Fucking Manchester.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
we're not from London, are we?
So up north from here is just off Edinburgh. So there you go.
Right, continue the point.
Right. So anyway, the guys have a tournament. I just want to mention it. Good luck to the guys. They'll bring that trophy home because we're good. To be fair, we're good. We've got some good players. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our first episode interview, which is the wonderful Alana Wallace. And yeah, she was in a girl band, dude.
I know, with Fleur East. I like Fleur East.
You know what? I listened back to it.
I bought her album.
Did you buy her album?
I did.
Did you also ask for your money back?
No. Well, it was iTunes. I don't think you can do that.
Ah, right. I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's somebody you could email. There's got to be someone you can email.
Tim Apple, apparently.
Tim Apple?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So...
That's what Donald Trump wrote, by the way. That's why he called him Tim Apple.
I don't know who Donald Trump is.
Some fella.
So we're going to go into Alana Wallace's interview, and then a little bit of crack in the middle, and then Toby will be on.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry. Alana Wallace.
Hi, everyone. This is Henno.
And this is Stephanie.
And we're from the Gotham Lights podcast and
The Orville Lights podcast.
the Gotham Lights podcast is a fan cast dedicated to the television show Gotham.
And sometimes the television show The Orville. And if either of these things tickle your fancy, then by all means, reach out to us on Twitter at Gotham Lights, on Facebook by searching Gotham Lights, and also by means of email, gothamlightspodcast@gmail.com.
It's like whenever I actually plan something, it just falls
Yeah.
and dies.
Oh no, that's a bit dramatic.
It's not. It's like ever since, because we've had the studio for a while now, but ever since I moved house, we've had nothing but problems with the studio. And yeah, this one kind of got me.
Oh no, bless you.
How are you doing anyway? How are you doing?
Well, I'm traumatized as we speak because I'm really like years and years and years late on the Game of Thrones bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently watching season 3, and I've literally just finished episode 9 of season 3,
The Red
literally about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of sat at the minute, really traumatized, not knowing what to do with myself.
Yeah, that's
So,
a badass
but apart
episode.
from that, I'm really good.
You do have worse to come.
Oh,
though.
you got worse to come. Yeah, definitely.
I know. Well, this is why I'm trying not to tell anyone. Like, for example, we were at Comic-Con on Saturday, doing the Stairs panel, and I was like, having to like, whenever I saw any like Game of Thrones merchandise or whatever, I was like, look away, spoilers, and I can't talk to anyone about it because then they say, oh, has this happened yet? And I'm like, no, thanks for that. So yeah. But I'm loving it. But yeah, no, apart from that, I'm really good. I'm really, really good. Like we did, as I say, we did the Stairs Comic-Con on Saturday, which was amazing.
Was that your first
It
con?
was fantastic. I did Comic-Con so exactly this one, but just last year for Black Site.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because I had a really small run on Black Site, playing Helen Reed, the mother of Ren Reed. So yes, I had my first kind of introduction to Comic-Con last year doing that. And I'm glad I had that because it's just such a fantastic world, isn't it? Like, it's such a great world and such a great event to be part of. So I was like happy as Larry to be back second time this year. It was great.
I think as well, we went to SFW when Tom was there with Redwood, and the experience, like we could see Tom and George and the crew and Mike and all that walking around SFW, you know, the big cocks of the con, and like they seem they really get the convention, they really get what it's about, they really get what they're there for. I would say more so than some others.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine you would have had a blast being part of that team with sort of him showing you around and stuff.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I mean, exactly what you just said. And I think Tom, over the years, has really built up a rapport and like a really great fan base with the Comic-Con guys. So, you know, he gets such a good response from the audience. And, you know, as I say, he's got like his followers in his fans from that now. And that kind of just transcends over naturally to Stairs.
Oh, definitely.
And obviously, you know, with Shane being a part of Stairs as well, obviously he's got a fantastic, really loyal fan base, and everyone was so happy and excited to see him and hear for what he had to say. So yeah, it was a cracking day, and we did a an exclusive trailer preview of Stairs. Everyone loved it. So yeah, it was just a really, really great day. Really great day.
Well, we're going to get onto that in a moment. We're here mostly to talk about Stairs, obviously, because we had the big set visit, and you are very much a main character in that movie. So we're going to be talking about that. So this is all part of our... We're going to be getting some of the cast and the crew on to sort of talk a little bit about what their experiences. You're a Northeast lass, so I'm extremely happy to have you on. I'm getting my Northeast lass.
Yeah.
I had Craig Conway on the last Indie Talk. Now I've got Alana and...
Amazing.
Yeah, the Geordies are coming back. We're going to take over this podcast.
Oh.
We're going to take over the world, hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Not only this podcast, we're going to take over the world. That's the plan.
Well, we've got Charlie Hunnam over in America doing his big thing.
Hello?
He's a Geordie lad, so leave him alone. He's lovely. But
there we go.
But I wanted to quickly, before we get into all that, I wanted our listeners and our fans and your fans to know a little bit about how you yourself came into this industry and got yourself into the acting game.
Well, I mean, pretty much since the day I could talk, I've been, just wanting to be the centre of attention. So I've been performing all my life, really. I went to dance school when I was like 5 years old, and I've always been into performing arts, whether that was singing or dancing or acting. Left school when I was 16 after my GCSEs and went to Sage Academy of Performing Arts, which is in Newcastle. Nice. I was like a full-time performing arts school. Did that, and that was musical theatre based. And when I completed my training there, I moved to London, and I was working as a commercial dancer. I was in girl bands. I did radio presenting. And then when I was 25, I was like, it was always my kind of plan when I was 25 to go back and to train, do proper acting training, which I did. I trained at a school called Identity in East London, and I was there for about a year and a half. And since then, I've been, done loads of commercials, loads of short films. And, I was in Cannes, the film festival in Cannes a couple of years ago. And then that's when I met Tom Patons and George Burt. Toby, I actually went to Cannes with Toby Osmond. He's my kind of, acting mentor, And so I went over there with Toby. He introduced me to Tom and George and, a whole load of other people. And after that, I auditioned for Black Site, and I was lucky enough to get the part of Helen Reid. And then, so since then, I've been kind of on Tom and George's radar. And then Tom sent me the script for Stairs earlier this year. Read it. Instantly, I fell in love with, Hayley Nolan, my character, and auditioned for it. And, the rest is history.
Nice.
Now, something you glossed over super quick there. Girl bands. What girl bands?
Oh, God.
There's a story here.
You're not going to ask us to sing, are you? Because I won't.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Sorry, say that again, guys.
What girl band? Was it a proper girl band? Like, did you make any good, I was going to say good music there. I'm assuming it's all good music, but
it's all good music. What are you talking about? I was in a band called Madam Butterfly. Had Fleur Easton. Who's currently in the jungle, I believe.
Wow.
Fleur's doing a thing. I'm a Celebrity at the moment. So I was in a band with Fleur and another girl called Amayel. And we did pop music and supported N-Dubs at the O2, and we had various music videos out. Actually, really funny story. So as you may know, back in the day, Tom used to do music videos, he used to direct and film music videos with George.
Yeah.
And he actually got sent, about 6 years ago, he got sent a treatment. No, sorry, I'm lying. He got sent a song from the manager of our music label. He got sent a song to to do our music video, but we didn't
Nice.
know each other at the time. He got sent over the song, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that music video. The song's shit." And then all these years later, we find out that it was actually my band that he thought the music video was shit. He thought the song was shit. That's hilarious. But yeah, so yeah, I did music for a few years. I mean, acting was always my love.
Yeah.
Acting was always, you know, what I was most naturally best at, and you know, where my heart massively is, you know, acting. But I did love sitting around the stage, you know, with a microphone in my hand as well. So I tried that for a bit, and that didn't work out. So yeah, as I say, then I went and retrained as an actress.
Very good. I just wanted to point out that Kev did jump out his chair there when you said N-dubs.
Yeah.
Sad.
They are massively my guilty pleasure. They are, though.
Oh God, I know. Well, I still love it. It's still my dream to be in a band all these years later. But now I want to do it in the form of a film. I'm like, I cannot wait until I get that audition one day where it's, you know, to be a pop star in a film. I'm going to be all over that. I'm totally about that life.
Maybe like Josie and the Pussycats reboot.
Exactly. But in a film, it needs to be in a film, the bio of the Pussycat Dolls or something.
No, that's you're gonna have the next one because I'm still stuck on N-dubs.
You're still stuck, are you? Kev's gone into meltdown. You also did. I don't know if you showed us when we were on set. You also did it was a commercial for beer, wasn't it? Where you were dancing and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. It was it was a non-alcoholic beer because it was it was an Egyptian beer brand. But yeah, no, that was actually a guy, a Spanish guy. I forget the name of him now, but he was one of the guys who used to do all the Prodigy music videos.
Nice.
All right.
And yeah, I flew out to Cairo and shot that, and that was an amazing experience to do that. But I've been doing boatloads of commercials recently. I've just done one for Amazon, one for Aleve, which is my first US advert, which is like an American painkiller. But yeah,
nice.
Wow.
It's always nice having a bit of commercials in between action projects.
So were you doing the voiceover for that, or were you just in it? In the commercial for
both.
So you have
both,
to
yeah, doing the voice.
This may cause blindness, deafness, death.
Sorry, say that again.
You know how in the American commercials, at the end they have the big sort of warnings. This may cause blindness, bleeding, death. You know, extra hair.
Exactly. Well, no, it's really funny. I'm actually singing in the American advert. Really randomly, I'm singing DJ Khaled. All I do is win. Don't ask me what all that's about, but you know, there you go. Americans, what can I say? It's all good fun. It's all good fun.
And when we came, it was Coventry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we came down to Coventry
Yes,
in August to see you guys on set, it was funny because you're saying before how you always were talking, you're always acting, always want to be centre of attention. Like when we came down, you were like the first actor on set that kind of came running over and had a bit chat to us and everything, and hadn't met you, and it was awesome because instantly kind of felt welcomed and we're really part of this now, and you came running over and you told us about how you were in the live show of Fast and the Furious.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so
which was an amazing experience, really cool experience. I was understudy to the lead role, and I was also playing a supernumerary role, which is like a posh theatre term for a multi-role. So I was like starting all the races, like the sexy races. I was played a soldier, and I got to do some gun work there, but obviously not half as much as, as intense it was with Stairs.
Yeah.
And, and then we did like a big stunt scene and stuff at the end of Fast and Furious. So it was just such an amazing experience. I mean, like Universal Studios cast me. So, it was just such an honor to be, seen by them, never mind cast by them. And then, the production was like, multi-million-pound dollar production. We opened at the O2, did 3 nights on the trot at the O2, all sold out. And then I got to tour around Europe with that. So yes, that was like a really, really very surreal experience to be part of. And it's I love film. Like, I love being in front of the camera. I think that's where I belong. I totally thrive off it. But there's nothing like a live audience as well. So I really enjoy just being put in front of a live audience for a few months and getting to travel with it as well. It was a really, really cool project to be a part of.
Cool.
Yeah.
And are you going to be knocking on the doors of Universal for the next Fast and the Furious movie, or?
Absolutely. Well, that's the whole reason why I did the show, to get in with the brand, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's just good to be on their radar. And, before we did before we opened up the O2, the people from Universal, from the States, actually came over and, were giving us like media training lessons and like properly, sitting with us and talking to us about the brand and stuff. That was so cool to be like working so closely with those kind of caliber of people. So yeah, I will absolutely be sending them stairs when it's out. I'll be like, look at my new film that I've been in. So yeah, absolutely, I'll be keeping in touch with those people for sure.
Definitely.
Well, you are certainly a badass in the movie. So.
Yeah. So Stairs. Yeah. Which you guys dropped the trailer at Birmingham Comic Con. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it down, so we didn't get to see it at MCM. But Tom was super kind and sent us a trailer of it to let us see what it was. And holy shit, yeah, this film.
I've not seen the trailer because Kev didn't send it to me.
But it was like.
Sorry, but who was that? Have you both seen it, or Chris, have you not seen it?
I've not seen it yet. No.
I've not sent him the trailer yet.
Oh my god, you haven't? Oh my god, you've got to see it, man. It's amazing.
So it's just one of those things. We were like, I got a review copy of Pandorica years ago, and I was like, well, not years ago. Christ, I keep forgetting he makes like a movie every 6 months. But I got Pandorica a wee while back, and I absolutely fell in love with Pandorica. I was amazed at what Tom and George had done with the budget they had, and then Redwood came along, and Redwood again was just another step up, and then we got to visit the site, the set for Black Site, and we kept saying the same thing over and over. They've stepped the game up again. But from what we saw when we came down and saw you guys in Coventry, and from what we've seen from the trailer, he's just gone like, it's almost like there's not even a step anymore. It's just like a huge leap into like this stage.
Oh yeah.
This movie looks incredible. So,
I mean, it really does. It really is like completely the next level for Tom and George, and it's so Hollywood as well. Like, it really does have that like big like massive budget Hollywood-esque feel to it. Yeah, so proud to be part of it, and especially because I have done like very small roles and features before, like Black Site. But for this to be kind of, obviously I'm one of the main players in the cast of Stairs, so it's just such an honor to be part of it, and such an honor to like be working with all those actors as well. Like every single one of the cast was just absolutely amazing. Like such beautiful energy and like such talent. I always say it's like I know nothing about football. So, sorry, Kevin. Obviously, I support Newcastle, but I know nothing about football. But I always say, like I always feel like when you've got a really strong group of actors, it's like a really like strong game of football. You just add in a player and add in a player, and it's like, let's go. Like, it's
I don't think you would
just
put
a joy
Newcastle
to
in
act with, such good players.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is as well, like, the crew behind the scenes, from what we kept seeing, I mean, this is a great thing about these movies, like, for us, because obviously we came down to see Black Site and we came down to see Stairs, and the crew is, like, fantastic. Everybody's really banded together, and there's a real, like, I know it's like a low-budget independent feel, but there's a real sense of, like, everybody there is working to just make the absolute best product they can on... it's not peanuts, but they're doing it on, a tight budget, and it's fantastic what they come up with. It really is. From the
absolutely. I mean, I think that's one like thing that Tom and George really pride themselves on as well. Like having that kind of like family, really like team, unit and team. Like everyone is just working that absolute bollocks off, to get this really high quality of a film, and I think that really is going to translate onto Stairs. Really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to tell us, because you guys, a few of you told us when we were down about filming in the set, on the staircase in the blistering August heat that was this summer. You have to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think I lost about a stone and a half after those 8 days filming on that staircase. I think it was like the hottest summer we've had in like 30 years or something crazy. And I think, Tom Patons thought it was a fantastic idea to put us in military gear and have us running up and down stairs for 8 days. Which is exactly what we did. And, it's so funny because, without giving anything away, as the film goes on, the stairs get colder, the conditions get more harsh, and it eventually begins to be quite frosty and whatnot. And it was so funny because we're all like sweating our asses off. But it really did. Well, A, it shows how genuinely good at acting we all are, and B, it did, like, even though we were absolutely boiling hot, it did kind of show that like exhausted kind of like feel, like vibe to it. So I mean, obviously, like, Tom was like making us all like have breaks, and stuff, like every half an hour, and the crew as well. There was plenty of water and stuff on set, but it was extreme, to say the least. I think we were all kind of glad to be off the staircase, and then into the battlefield part of the film.
I was going to say, because you went from sweltering heat to absolute pissing down rain.
Well, not the first day. The first day that we were there,
exactly.
It was really hot.
It's like there'll be no easiness with the film. It's going to be absolutely sweating your backside off into like running around in mud, pissing it down with rain. But but that kind of adds to the fun.
Yeah.
And it certainly adds to the movie.
So let's talk about some of the players in the movie, as if you will. Tom's very good at bringing back, as you just said, like his family basically, and he's been adding people as he goes. And from Black Site, we get a few familiar faces coming back. We've got Phoebe, we've got Phoebe Robinson Galvin. We've got Sam Schnitzer's back, who was a total badass in Black Site.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna.
For sure.
I'm gonna start with Sam, because we saw you. When we were sitting in the green room type thing, you were doing like your little training and all that.
I was exhausted.
Yeah, I was as well. Watching Toby try to plank was hilarious. But
yeah, man, we've got to get everyone involved. You can't just watch; you got to join in, man.
But Samantha's really
no slackers.
Samantha's really into the training regime and the health and everything. Did she kind of push you even more, like on set, to really get into it? And what was Samantha like working with?
Do you know what? Sam had me down the gym on my day off.
Excellent.
She's so hardcore when it comes to the the gym and our fitness. Obviously, her physique is amazing, and she's a complete badass. And I'm not that experienced when it comes to my fitness and stuff. I mean, obviously, I do go to the gym and work out. You've got to. But she really, really knows that stuff, and and so it was just good to be like around that, around that energy all the time. And as you say, like as you guys, saw it firsthand, working out in between scenes. So yeah.
I did love when Toby was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a go at this," and then like he did 2 or 3, and he's like, "Ah, nah, I'm done." So then on to...
I know. But you know what, Toby, like, you just got to spend like 30 seconds in his presence to know that he's like, the class clown. He's like so funny, And I think, I think for like 1 or 2 days filming just Bentley, Sam and I, and then, Toby joined the team. And it was just like, oh God, that's when we started like getting told off in between takes, because Toby's like, playing practical jokes on everyone and just like taking the piss out of everyone and himself. And it's just, he just really does add such a nice dynamic to the, the whole set.
I'm sure it was Sam commented on that when we were down there. You guys had like built up this little tight knit like sort of threesome foursome kind of thing that like you were working together, and then in comes Toby, and at that point it's exactly what you needed, and it's like it's cool how that works. But how does Toby's antics go down in sweltering staircase heat? I mean, was there any? I don't want to say frustrations, but was there any sort of, come on, let's just get this scene done?
No, not really. I mean, when you're working on an independent movie, it is very fast paced anyway. Everyone just wants to like get it done, and that's why you've kind of really got to be on your game the whole time. I mean, obviously you can be like having fun and cracking jokes and stuff, but everyone, and I think that just shows how pro and how talented everyone is.
Yeah,
everyone just gets the job done, man. Like in like literally a few takes, even really intense emotional scenes or like like fight scenes and whatnot. The guys just get it done, and that just really shows what kind of caliber we're all working with.
Yeah,
we've noticed that. We're watching Tom do his thing, and obviously George do his thing, and all that. There really is an atmosphere of right. Let's go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
and people wanting to do it in one take, not 5 or 6 takes. Get it done.
I mean, there's jokes and everything between takes and resets, but there is a sense of right. Let's go.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it just shows like, and it's crazy because we were literally filming for, I think it was just under 3 weeks, and normally on a an independent feature film, in 3 weeks you'd get maybe like 350 slates or something done. But instead, guess how many slates we got?
Yeah, it was the high.
Guess how many?
It was the high 700s. It was 7.
It was 13 slates.
713
in like under 3 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. Just doesn't happen. That shows, what kind of pace we're all moving at. Yeah. How much Tom Patons cracking his whip. So, and that just, again, I'm just going to say it really does transcend onto the screen with Stairs, because it's, it's amazing.
And moving on with some of the cast, let's talk about the big man. Let's talk about Mr. Shane Ward, who...
I thought you were going to say Bentley.
Bentley is awesome. Bentley is awesome. I do love Bentley.
I thought you were going to say Spencer.
But Shane Ward, man, like, do you know how this came about, and what was it like working with Shane?
Do you know what? Shane is an absolute delight. I mean, he did ruin Christmas 2005 for me with that song that he came out of the X Factor with. But apart from that, he's no. Do you know what? He's such a wicked guy, man. And he's a bigger joker than Toby. I was like, oh my God, who's the bigger class clown? Toby or Shane Ward? But, and I think as well, like, obviously, so Shane plays Will Stanton, who is, well, certainly from my character's eyes, the bad guy in Stairs. Whether he's a bad guy for you or not, the audience will decide that for themselves. But he certainly does have one hell of a temper on him. Let's just say that. And I think because obviously he's very much in the public eye, and he has been with Coronation Street. I think his fan base, and I think a lot of people who aren't necessarily a fan of his are absolutely going to be after they see Stairs, because he just shines. He really does shine. And, it's just so different, obviously, when he had his pop star days and when he was, making knickers or whatever he was doing in Coronation Street. It's just worlds apart from what he's doing now. And it's really great that he's had this opportunity, that Tom gave him this opportunity to show just what he can do. And his work ethic is just as good, if not better, than all of us actors who are on set. He's a smashing lad. He really is smashing lad.
It's a funny one, because when Tom was telling us who was all going to be in Stairs and everything, and he's like, oh, and Shane Ward's coming on board to play like the Stanton, and I was kind of like, Shane Ward, the singer, the what is it? That's my goal, Shane Ward.
Exactly. That's my goal. I mean, do you know what? Like, that is, I mean, honestly, like, and I think Shane knows this just as well as we do.
Yeah.
That is everyone's reaction But I think that's the beauty of it. I really think that is the beauty of it. Like, going, the pop star guy, and then wait till you see him in action on this movie. You're going to be like, what the hell? You're just not going to believe it. And I think that really is the beauty.
That's what I mean, because when we came down and we saw it, and he's in like the full gear, and he's got the hair, he's got the beard.
Obviously, no spoilers, but he's a badass as well.
Yeah, definitely. But we, I literally like.
He's really scary. He's like the scariest badass.
Oh yeah,
well, I think he.
And then talking of being badasses, I mean, I'll just finish that one. Like when we saw him on the set and everything, it wasn't at all the guy I was expecting to see.
No.
I was kind of blown away, and when he had the gear on and he had the gun in his hands and all that, I'm sitting there going, yeah, he's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, but on that, on the badassery and the guns and the combat, you had Spencer Collins on set, who he's also like I think he's ex-military. He's like weapons trained, and between scenes we got to witness him sort of like not teaching you per se, but saying, no, that's not how you would hold a gun. You would, I mean, Alana, yourself, you held you held the magazine.
Oh, you held the magazine, that's right. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
But I mean,
for sure, man. I mean, we had Spencer and we had Darren, who were working on Black Site as well. And so that really did give it like the authentic kind of, this is actually how they do it in the military. Not only with holding, how to like handle the weaponry, but also, how to move, how the soldiers move, how they conduct themselves, and, how they hold themselves, how they react in a, when shit hits the fan, how they genuinely do act. And I think that was so integral within Stairs because, these aren't just like your typical stupid horror cast, These are smart people. They're mercenaries, they're ruthless, they're fearless, they'll sacrifice themselves and, anyone in a heartbeat. And that really was, as I say, so integral that we were to have that kind of authentic, how would this lot respond? So, Spencer and Darren were invaluable in that sense. They were constantly, giving us advice and, training us. So they were just so fantastic. I learned so much from those guys.
Yeah.
So you're combat ready for your big Fast and Furious debut then.
Yeah.
I've been a Geordie. I'm pretty, ready for it anyway.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. The next level,
I mean, who needs a knife or a gun when you've got a broken ball?
I get like it was so funny because about a week or so before we started filming, we did have some training, with Spencer and with Darren, and and we did like knife fights, and I've never done a knife fight before. So I was like to Tom and George, I was like, guys, please, can I have like a little knife scene? They're like, oh God. And it was like a kind of running joke, like I just wouldn't stop going on about it.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the first things you said to us as well.
Yeah.
You might see me do it. Sorry?
I'm pretty sure that's one of the first things you said to us as well when you came over.
Yeah.
It was indeed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shut up about it, man. I'm still going on about it now, months later. But there might be a tiny scene with my character Haley Nolan doing some badass moves with the knife. But I loved having, the guns as well. It was, it was really, really cool. And yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Loved being a badass for a few weeks.
Now, let's quickly talk about the two best characters in the movie. I mean, sure, you've got your Bentleys, you've got your Sams, you've got your Haley Nolan, but let's talk about the two best extras you will ever see in a movie. What did you think of Chris's stunts?
Well, I was just about to say this, guys. I mean, you are leaving this to the last, but it's the best of the last. But I mean, you guys rocked, man. I mean, there was a bit of an incident.
I have to pass on a thank you to you, Alana, from everybody that I know for shooting that.
Yeah, you did film it. Best director I've ever known.
Yeah.
Best cinematographer.
I mean,
I've ever seen.
it was like it it was like I knew what was going to happen. I just think George was gutted that he didn't capture it.
I mean, I've told Tom on countless occasions that, you know, if he wants it for the DVD extras, I'll more than happily send it over to him.
Yeah, make sure you get credit for that, though, Alana.
It has to be. It'd be rude not to, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think my favourite thing about that was not just Chris's fall, but it was the next day when we came to basically say goodbye to everyone and everything, and Bentley was like coming over the top of the hill kind of thing, and you could see me and Chris down by the tank, and he just had this massive smile on his face when he saw Chris, and it was just like, that's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it was, and then even when you guys left, we were like, oh my God, like, we all felt like so bad, but then at the same time, just like pissing ourselves. It was just, but that's it. Like in independent film, these things happen, and it really makes it. You know, when like little silly things like that happen, it just makes it. And it was just so funny, so funny.
It was great,
and I'm just glad I captured it. Because imagine if I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I'd have been pretty devastated because I didn't actually see it firsthand. It was only when I watched the video that I noticed how funny it was.
That would have been a disaster. I can laugh about it now because my ribs aren't hurting.
You were busy like shooting at Emma Walker, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
You were busy being like a massive badass. You were indeed.
I was pretending, but you'll notice I didn't once stop and go.
No, you were fully in character. I saw you. You were fully there, living it in the moment.
Well, you have to when you're in a war zone. Like you say, we're from the northeast.
Well, yeah.
I just imagine being back on the streets of Ashton.
Oh God.
So,
on the Haymarket on a Friday night.
We'll start wrapping this up in a minute, but I realise we've talked a lot about Stairs, but we haven't actually talked about what Stairs is actually about. So would you like to explain to the listeners a little bit about what Stairs is and about your character, Hayley Nolan?
Yeah, well, Stairs is probably the most complex script I've ever read. It took me about 17 times to read it before I got beginning to get the gist of it. Tom isn't just a fantastic director. He's such a gifted writer. And, this is by far, I think, his best work to date. It really is his masterpiece. So, so proud, so honoured to be a part of it. So how do I even begin to tell you the plot of Stairs? It's like, okay, so we open in a battlefield. Mercenaries are sent into a village to get some, to get some paperwork, to get some documents. We accidentally kill someone we're not supposed to kill. We get back to our headquarters and the elevators don't work, so we have to take the stairs. And when we get on the stairs, loads of bad shit starts to go down, basically. And we can't get off the stairs. It's a kind of Escher-esque staircase. They just lead on forever and ever and ever. We find a door eventually, and this door takes us back to, 10 minutes before this situation occurred when we shot the person we weren't supposed to shoot. And then it kind of, so it starts as a kind of war scene, then it turns into a horror scene, and then, it begins to be a travel film. So yeah, it's very, very complex, but, so intelligently done, and really, really entertaining, and quite bloody scary at times as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, the only reason...
And I think, it really does have... Sorry, say that again?
I was going to say the only reason that I asked you to do that is because I had no idea where to start on that one.
I know. I don't even think that's what it is at all. But like all fantastic films and scripts, there's a lot of messages in the script as well, and a lot of moral questioning. And so it does have so much, as well as being a just really entertaining movie. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's got a lot of moral questions, and there's a lot of room for interpretation as well. I think there's going to be very many debates. When the audience watches this film, whether it's in the cinema or at home, whatever it is, they're going to be asking themselves questions, and there's going to be lots of debates with people who've watched the film. And I think, that's what, for me, that's what a good movie is all about. Something that really gets your mind thinking, and it can be interpreted into many ways. So absolutely, the best character I've ever played. I think I love Hayley Nolan so much. From the second I picked up the script and read it, she was just my absolute favourite. She's a massively troubled soul, a tortured soul, but she's a lovable rogue. She's quite feisty. She doesn't take any nonsense. She's the kind of Bentley's character is kind of the angel on Kia's shoulder, and I'd say my character Hayley is the devil on her shoulder, if you like. So yeah, Hayley Nolan, the absolute best character I've ever played. Love her.
And what's it like working with Bentley? Because Bentley's awesome.
Do you know what? Bentley is an absolute legend. He's such a nice guy. I mean, I briefly met him when we had the auditions for Stairs. I was kind of coming into the building, he was leaving. And I was like, oh, Bentley! Because obviously I watched Black Site, so obviously I knew who he is. So if he didn't know who the hell I was, he's like, hey, like, who? I'm like, oh, I'm auditioning for Hayley Nolan, and and he's like, such a nice guy. He's and such a badass. And you know what, like, working with Bentley and as well, like people like Simon Meacock as well, you just learn so much from these guys because they've been in the game for so long and they do have such substance to them, and they're just so professional and really gifted actors. And I was constantly learning on set, whether it was from Bentley or whether it was from like Spencer with all the the stunt experience and stuff, or like Simon. I learned a boatload from Simon. Simon is like one of the most talented actors I've ever worked with. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just an honour to be working alongside that those kind of people.
That's a good sign though for like what is essentially going to be your big sort of breakout movie kind of thing, that you were learning so much from so many people and it looks as good as it does, and that kind of without spoilers or anything like that, it comes across in the characters. There's a real sense of chemistry there, considering it's a group of guys that barely knew each other to start with.
Yeah, you do get the impression that they've been working together for years.
Absolutely. And that was it. Like, obviously, like a few of us had, I know Toby very well. He's a good friend of mine. But, a few people, hadn't really necessarily met each other and stuff. But by the end, we were like just like a bunch of siblings, when the camera was off, like taking the mick out of each other and, playing practical jokes on each other and stuff. Especially Toby and Shane. Oh my God, they were like a bloody ant and death when they were together. They were so funny. But that, and I think with a group of actors, it's so integral to have that. There was no egos on set whatsoever. Everyone just wanted to knuckle down, do the best of their ability, and and do the script as much justice as it deserves. And it really does. It does show on the footage and on the film.
Yeah. So the trailer was shown at MCM Birmingham. Birmingham. I totally lost my train of thought there. The trailer got shown at MCM Birmingham. I believe it's going to be getting released online in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, or do we know?
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's in like the powers of above. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think like maybe early 2019, there'll definitely be something released online. Whether it's like a little teaser trailer. Yeah, there'll definitely be something coming online soon, I think. Well,
we'll be keeping an eye out and we'll be posting anything that turns up, because we're all about Tom and George, and we love seeing what these guys come up with, and This is good. This is looking incredible, and I can't wait for people to see it. On that kind of vein, do you have any sort of ideas as to when they're thinking about release, or is that still very much up in the air just now?
I think it's Well, obviously, I know that Tom would love to get it into the film festivals, because that's that's such a great way of getting like a film out there, and so distributors can see it and whatnot. So after, hopefully it does a summer run next year of all the, the big festivals, hopefully it'll be getting released back end of next year, I think.
Cool.
Obviously, don't hold me to that.
No.
But I think that was probably the film that the plans the lads would like.
And what else is in the pipeline for yourself? Do you have anything coming up other than just kind of doing all the stairs thing, or is there any other projects on the works?
Yeah, there's a couple of things in the pipeline. I've just signed to a new agent who kind of scouted me, from Stairs. So I'm really excited about that. I literally signed with her last week. And I've just penciled a job, but I can't say what it is, that I'm doing next January.
See these actors.
That's pretty exciting.
See these actors and directors.
Sorry for that again?
All these actors and directors. Oh, I've signed on to something, but I can't tell you about it.
I know, because I've got to make it sound better than what it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
But no. I mean, yeah, there are things in the pipeline, but, nothing's confirmed yet, nothing's 100%, so I don't want to say. But, I really do hope and think that Stairs, will do so much for all of us involved with Stairs. And I just can't wait for everyone to see it because, I think everyone's going to be shocked, very surprised, and, they're going to love it.
Oh, I think they're going to love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a bit of a given, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if they don't, we'll just tell them they're wrong anyway, so...
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we tend to do.
Exactly. What do they know?
So, I think that's pretty much covers it.
Yeah. As Kev said, we're going to get a few more guys on from the movie, and we're going to... Yeah, Alana, you're the first one to talk to us, so you're going first.
Yeah. and it's,
oh, wonderful.
And it's fantastic.
Love that. And nothing to do with the fact that I'm from your end,
I was going to say
that's the main reason.
That's exactly the main reason, because you need to ease them in with a nice
bit of favoritism,
a nice gentle accent that they can understand, and then we'll get the Cockneys on.
And also, you film me breaking my ribs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But,
exactly. Good stuff.
Before you do go, because I think there might be a little bit of insider information here, and I might try and trip someone up here. You say you're watching Game of Thrones now, and you're binging the series, the Game of Thrones series. Who's Toby playing in the last season?
Oh, I couldn't possibly tell you.
Oh,
oh no, you're gonna have to do some bribing, man. Like at least a bottle of wine or two for that information.
That's not fair.
No. Do you know what? Toby's actually been really hush on this one. He keeps on making jokes, but he's not budging, man. He's not saying anything.
That's the thing.
So your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, he's practically the third host of the show now.
Yeah.
He sends in his own segments.
You would think he would tell us.
He sends in segments that we don't even ask for, and he won't even tell us this.
Oh.
I know.
So, yeah. No, I don't. I don't know, but that is the reason why I'm watching all the series, because I think they're going to do, with the new series, I think they're going to show it at the cinema each week.
Oh, right. Nice.
So obviously I'm going to go and watch him. So that's the whole reason why I'm watching, why I'm spending my life at the moment just locked in, change the TV, watching all these Game of Thrones, so I can go and see Toby at the cinema in Game of Thrones.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We can't wait to see what comes with Stairs and the final product and how it looks. It was amazing coming down and meeting all you guys. And like I say, you were the first one that kind of came over and sort of just straight away introduced yourself. And it was we actually kind of belong here.
Oh, well, no, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, meeting you guys. And it's all good. It's all good. Thank you so much for getting me on your podcast. I really appreciate it.
Well, once kind of we get all these episodes out, we will get you on again to talk properly about yourself as well, instead of just the movie. But it would be great to have you on again anytime. It's been fantastic.
It certainly has.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
We could talk about Biker Grove.
Sure.
Oh, we could. Oh my God, we could, but I wouldn't know that much about it.
I'll tell you what, that hurt. That's I don't know, man.
No, but when was it Duncan and CJ? Which one was it?
PJ and Duncan.
Was it CJ?
That was like a backhanded way of saying you
Okay,
really...
which one was it?
You are really old. That's what you just said there to me.
No, which one was it? Got blinded. PJ.
PJ
Duncan
got
and
blinded.
PJ.
Aye.
Yeah.
PJ got blinded. Oh, bless him.
Oh, wait. It's never been the same since up there.
No.
Right. With that, on that bombshell, we will let you go. If you want to just quickly shout out where people can find you on the internet and the Facebooks and the Twitters, and then we'll let you go. This has been fantastic.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram. It's Alana Wallace Official. On Twitter, Alana W Official. Yeah, go search us. Give us a follow.
I'm sure everyone will.
Yeah, thank you so much again, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely evening.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies,
TV.
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher.
Facebook.
Spotify,
And any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
She's awesome.
She is.
She
She
is.
is.
Before we move into the next interview, which is with the insatiable Toby Osmond, before we get into that interview, your movie.
Yeah.
Aaron's doing the business.
Like, well, taking steps and everything. Yeah. So, today's the 4th of April.
It's What We Do in the Darkness.
No. That is a fucking... What's his name film?
Yeah, it's close. It's What We Do in the Shadows, but
Same thing,
but
same
yours
thing.
is called In the Mirror I See Me.
That's the one. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? Yeah, so yeah, Aaron Goodmiller is...
Bloody good rep.
Bloody good rep, yeah. Yeah. Aye, so we are damn close to having an edited version of the movie. Which, you know, is more than we've had in the last 2 years. Which, you know, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And he's been editing it, and I can't bloody wait.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Did you see what my request was?
No.
I asked him to green screen in Douglas Henderson from the Admins movie with some like proper Douglas Henderson monologuing. He did like it, but he didn't answer me. That would be cool. I don't know where it would fit.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you could put it in somewhere. Like just randomly have him sitting there. It'd be awesome.
Like John Travolta from Pulp Fiction.
Yes, just do that.
Just looking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, your movie's coming on really, really well. It looks like Aaron's really getting to grips with it. And
Well, he's already asking me what am I doing with part 2. So I know. It's written.
We should just fly over there and make
the first draft is written. We've got quarters on the desk here. Kev, we may as well go over because there's money here.
That, my friend, will not get us anywhere. But it's a start.
It's a start.
It is a start.
You know, GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Yes, we could do an Indiegogo.
Yes, we could.
Everyone loves an Indiegogo.
It's been a while since we've done an Indiegogo plug.
Yeah, we'll just we'll get we'll do a video with like a sick child asking to fund your movie.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you put one of those caps on, you look like you've got cancer. So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Budget. I think we'd smash our target.
And you already look a bit sickly anyway.
So yeah, Toby's interview is coming up in 2 seconds, but one thing that we do talk about in this interview with Toby is Blacksite gets mentioned a lot. We've been talking about Blacksite a lot anyway. Dude, 1 week from now, 1 week to go, April the, I want to say 9th. April the 9th, I'm sure it is. Black Site, Blu-ray, DVD, VOD.
Now, let me ask you a question here, right?
Yes.
So, I bought the Redwood DVD because it ain't on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, if I was being a completionist...
Which you are.
And an OCD son bitch.
Which you are.
Yup. Do I buy Black Site on Blu-ray?
Yes.
Or do I buy it on DVD? Because I've got Redwood on DVD.
You buy it on Blu-ray, and I'll tell you for why.
Go on then.
They get more money for it.
Or, that's a good point.
And we support them.
I could buy both and put the Blu-ray in the DVD box. And then on the shelf it looks the same, but I know it's like HD. I care about it that much.
I think you just buy the Blu-ray.
Or maybe I go for some kind of therapy, maybe?
Yeah. Apparently, on the Blu-ray, there is a director's commentary, which got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Fan commentary, 365 commentary of Black Site.
Well,
Tom, you had your chance. Now we're going to have to do it for free. Obviously, we would have done it for free in the first place, but it would have been on the Blu-ray.
It would have been on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not going to be.
And
now.
we're probably going to have to bring Paul in.
Yep.
And he talks a lot of shite. So,
yeah,
you know.
and he's just going to be like, what's this? Which Paul are we talking? Which Paul? Normal,
Sure.
normal Paul, or like Paul that thinks he's normal but isn't.
You're going to have to define that.
Trotter thinks he's normal but he isn't. He's one of us.
He's one of us. He is
one of us. So yeah, Black Site next week out on Blu-ray, VOD, however you're going to get it, watch it, you're going to love it, it's fantastic. Chris Bloody Johnson as Erebus, Sam Schnitzler, Mike Beckham, everyone's in it. Amazing movie, we love it, we are buying it, so get it watched. This is the interview with Toby Osmond.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an interview. It's an interview.
It's just Toby.
Just Toby.
We love Toby.
Bless him.
I want to make him like the third host of this show.
Well, he already is.
Yeah, he's the weatherman.
Hey, it's Brian.
And it's Tony.
From the Salty Language Podcast. We're a podcast with two friends that have, been around each other for like 70 years or something. And, we talk about kind of everything.
We're like a married couple that you hate.
Yeah, basically something like that. No, we talk about, just weird news, stuff that happens in our life, pop culture, really anything. It's, we just have a nice conversation and make up stuff along the way. So, yeah. And I guess, you can find us at saltylanguage.com.
For sure.
And
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, also, you can find us on dangerentertainment.net.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.net, in case you missed it the first time.
Well, na-na-na. Yeah.
See what I did there? I got us a free opening intro
You did.
within seconds. How's yourself, Mr. Toby Osmond? It's been some
Good.
time.
I can see you've got Mr. Vader in a picture behind you, and I'm wearing my Star Wars t-shirt.
We met Mr. Vader, and he told us that he didn't enjoy being Darth Vader.
Well, I don't think it was that. It was more George Lucas was a prick.
Yeah, he hated George Lucas.
Which Vader did you meet? The voice?
The Darth... Oh, no, not the voice, but the Darth
David
Vader.
Rice.
The green cross-code man in the suit.
Okay.
Big fella.
So not what was his name?
No.
Oh, what a legend he is. I love him.
I know. That would be pretty awesome.
Oh, don't ruin it.
Conan as well. Oh no, I'm not putting down your achievements.
Well, you kind of
To be fair, he kind of put it down the moment we met him.
Yeah.
Everyone knows George Lucas is a prick. But I am available for hire for roles, Mr. Lucas. I'm a big fan of your work.
Not for George Lucas.
Are you recording? Have we started? How are you two anyway? What's going on?
Amazing, man. It's just been it's been a bit of a year where we've had a bit of a slow start to the year. We've got a lot of work things happening, so we've been kind of calming things down, but now we're getting back on track.
We are getting back on track. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And Chris is in the middle of building a new studio, so we're going to have a new proper studio soon.
Ooh.
Instead of
Are you going to take Mr. Vader with you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Probably not.
No, he's coming.
No, he's not.
Well, he is.
No, he's not.
Why wouldn't he?
Because he has to stay in the cave.
And so is Paul.
He was born in the cave. He shall stay in the cave.
Was he born in the cave? Or...
No.
I think we went halfers, so I'll take my half and fuck off to my new studio.
Well, you can have the picture and I'll have the signature.
That's fine then.
Right. Anyway, Toby.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming.
Stairs.
Yeah, man. That was fucking awesome.
Well, dangerous for some on set.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
We even
Someone
got a
said-
picture of Toby's been watching it on the big projector.
Yeah, so I gather. Yeah, Toby. Thank you.
That is awesome, by the way. I was like looking at it and I was like, is that scene? Oh, it's that. Oh, excellent. Love it.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
going
good.
No, I know it's not. I know it's not. Don't worry.
But yeah, so we're going to be talking to you properly about the film, but we came down and the fucking movie was amazing. The set visit was amazing. We can't wait to see what this movie looks like. But I suppose
You come to both locations.
no, we didn't get to see the stairs.
Stairs.
But to be fair, we didn't want to see the stairs.
From what we were told, it was
A nightclub in Romford.
So, what?
Nightclub in Romford. You didn't want to see the stairs.
No,
It was good.
It sounds like it was a bit of a nightmare to film in.
I tell you what was funny was because we were on a concrete stairwell, the sound, you'd think it'd sort of travel up quite nicely, but it just bounced off all the walls.
Yeah.
So you get Tom just trying to call someone one floor away, and all you hear is like echoes. Like, just no, it was impossible. Like, and like radios weren't working because like all the concrete and stuff. It was so that was a bit tricky. Comms on set. But it was fun. It was good. It was kind of like a free workout because it was so hot and sweaty, and we were in the like tack vest and military gear and just running up and down stairs with guns and stuff. It was quite fun, really. It was all right. So you enter a bit of a zen state of mind. Like you just got sweat and fake blood. And,
I can't imagine you ever getting all pissed off and, agitated and...
No.
Is this sarcasm?
No. When have you ever known me to be sarcastic, ever?
I'm the Queen Diva, babe.
see, no, this was my thing. Like, I kept hearing all the stories about running up and down the stairs, take after take, up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, and I'm like, Toby's not going to like any of that. He needs to be in his Winnie with the jelly beans, and
with my frappuccinos.
So my first question really is, how many assistants did you have just fanning you all the time?
Not enough is the answer to that. Enough.
So the budget didn't stretch to Toby's assistants.
Oh no, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to them. Probably had half a dozen or so. I don't know. But you can always do with more fanning assistants, can't you? More
100%.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was. I tell you what. A bit of fun fact. Well, boring fact. I don't know. Before Stairs, like a few of the actors were doing a bit of like physical prep and stuff, and I started hitting this kung fu club that I used to go to a lot, and where we were training is in it's basically a greenhouse. It's an atrium, and it's got a glass roof, and it was just really hot. So I was doing and they're 2-hour sessions. So it's like boxing or whatever. It's just like good 2-hour cardio workout a few times a week nothing could have prepared me better for those fateful stairs in Romford.
And I have heard since shooting Stairs and since getting back into the kung fu, you've really taken to it again.
Oh yeah, I love it, mate. Who told you that? What? Did I? Is
got my
this the
sources.
start of a joke? Is this?
I have
Is this
my
lead on,
sources.
sir?
You won't tell me your secrets. I will not tell you mine. So
I'll tell you anything I'm non-contractually obliged to.
I was speaking to Spencer Collins.
Oh yeah.
He was telling me how much of a badass you've become and how much you're getting into the kung fu again. And
nice.
Toby's turning into a bit of a John Paul Lee.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, wow.
Gearing up to play a Jedi or a Sith, maybe.
Mr. Lucas, hello. Are you listening?
He's got nothing to do with it anymore. Mr.
Well,
Abrams.
Disney.
Although yeah, you see, I think I might have uncovered something here, Kev.
Darth Revan.
Because Toby is now in a minute going to be connected to a certain TV show, which is restarting in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, which we're not allowed to talk about, apparently.
And the makers of said show are doing...
Yes, I see where you're going with this.
Trilogy.
I know.
Of a certain well-known franchise.
And obviously, Toby was telling us before we pressed record how best mates he is with them now. So
D&D, we call them. Old Weiss and Dan and David, they call them D&D. One of them's got a cockatrice tattoo on his arm. Could have Googled that. Who knows? Could have seen it.
Or you could have made it up. We'll never know.
Could have.
So tell us, Toby, a little bit about what you can tell us about Stairs, because everybody's kind of being a little bit elusive. Obviously, the movie is, I believe there is a cut. It's not the final cut, but there is a cut of the movie. What can you tell us about Stairs? What it's about?
It's all in the name, really. No, it's a sci-fi action thriller,
maybe
horror. Yeah, there's horror element. It's very genre combining. It's it's all those things. Yeah, he likes to mix it up. Really, you can't really put them in just one box, which is good because it makes it an interesting film. Like you've got a lot of different aspects. Like old Black Site is sort of like it's a bit genre bending as well, especially for a Lovecraft. Well, I won't bet on about Black Site, but Lovecraft traditionally is sort of mystery and maybe thriller with a touch of horror, but he just went sci-fi sort of action thriller on it. Stairs is more actiony. So Stairs, we've got guns, which is great, explosions, airstrikes, tanks. You were there. You saw the tanks. They were good fun.
I was cost by that. Yeah.
Did he fall over a tank or a bit of mud? Because from the video,
I think it was actually just fresh air, mate.
Fuck you and fuck you.
My gun was called Daisy. I named my gun.
I killed my gun.
Yeah, you did kill my poor guy's gun.
But I tell you what, I mean,
as soon as I landed, that was the first thing I was bothered about. To be fair, I've broken the gun.
So I tell you what, I got my finger bitten off. I got my finger bitten off on the shoot as well, didn't I?
You did. The elusive finger shot.
Yeah. And we came out with some brilliant... it was a bit flashbacky as well. Like, Tom was like, how are you feeling, mate? I was like, what do you mean? It's like, he just looks down at my sort of bloodied stump of a finger. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a bit... Ooh, yeah, not sure.
Kind of went into PTSD.
Yeah. But it's great fun, Stairs. I'm looking forward to it.
What can you tell us about your character? Because you all looked absolutely amazing on set. You know, considering I don't want to sound cocky or anything like that, but from what we know of you and from some of the performances that we've seen you in various other projects, you don't strike people as maybe the natural bad guy of the group.
I'm now thinking of the It's Snowing short film.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to send you naked pictures anymore, do I? Because there's so much online video of it.
We've got plenty in our personal messages, so I wouldn't worry about it. We are covered. But yeah, so like in this movie, you're playing an absolute badass. So tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, it's important to say that Jack Ford, my character, is also he's also the class idiot. He's like the class clown, bit of a joker. He's kind of like me, basically. Tom basically told me to play myself, but like macho.
And of course, you minced onto set and said, "Like this, darling."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if Spencer said this, but they were like at the end of the shoot, like a couple of there was like military advisors and stunt guys like who were mainly like ex-forces, and they always started by saying, Toby, like you've really like out of everyone, you've like come on the most. You look the part. You look really good. And I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. And they're like, because the first few days of shooting, you were the campist. I'm like, oh, okay. And you can see, like, I hope Tom's a good editor. I'm sure he'll figure it out. But definitely on like the first day when we're doing like run around the stairs, I saw a screenshot of myself, and I am a bit like, where are we going, guys? Where are we going? I've got a gun. Poo, poo, poo. But yeah.
I'm not surprised about that, Tom.
Every movie needs that character, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
but a little bit. So obviously, do you bring a lot of comic relief to this movie, or is it sort of?
I hope so. I think I get all of the comedy lines, all of the sort of tongue-in-cheek, piss-takey sort of wisecracks. I think I'm involved in somehow. Usually, it's me cracking a joke and people just calling me a dick.
I know on one of the scenes that we saw being filmed, there was a really good "your mum" joke.
Yeah, that wasn't Toby though.
No, I know.
No, that was Simon. Yeah, but
you were there though.
You were.
Yes, I do remember that. I tell you what, Simon Mikos is a fucking good actor. He is like we had a lot of great actors on Stairs, as you know.
Yeah, we'll get that in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, old Mikos. He's got the sort of hardcore like he did Royal Shakespeare Company and stuff a few years ago. So I was like, yeah, man, this is cool. Obviously, I don't know. Are we going to move on to Mr. Ward and Ms. Austin? Yeah, you know about G-Loc, obviously. Did you do a set visit for G-Loc?
Kev did. I was working.
Chris
right.
was working.
Yeah.
We will get to that in a moment because I have been told that I'm allowed to poke you a little bit for questions, but not too much.
Oh, okay. I've actually got a WhatsApp message from Tom Patons, director of Stairs, and G-Loc, because I was asking him if he knew what the release date of Stairs was, so I could give you some inside intel. He reckons summer, and I read the next message as it's bollocks, mate. I was like, oh, what? Like it's bollocks that the release is then, or the film's just gone down the toilet somehow in the edit? And then I was like, I reread it. It's like it's the bollocks. All right, cool. Thank God. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to Stairs coming out. Like Black Site was brilliant to do. I'm a big Lovecraft fan. But I only did one day of filming on it. And the character's really cool. Again, comic relief. Love doing it. But Stairs was like just, sort of going deep, and all the cast were like forming these like relationships on set between their characters. We were really getting into the characters a lot, which is good. So what actors want.
So let's jump onto the cast, because obviously Tom has people that he loves to bring back for movies. He's got sort of people that he knows he can work with and work really well. But I suppose when you were in Black Site, you did like that, like you say, that one scene, and I guess you wouldn't have been amongst the rest of the crew, kind of thing, the rest of the cast. So how did you get on with working alongside the likes of Bentley and Samantha? And I mean, I love this cast, and everybody in it is stellar. They're all great cast, But
yeah.
So how was your first interactions with Bentley? Because he loves you, man. He loves you.
Does he? Oh, I love him. I love him more. Bentley's great. Yeah.
there's a lot of funny stories about Bentley. Like Tom said, Bentley said he lives in Essex, I think near Romford. But he's been in the States a lot, and Tom was like, "What? Why do you live in Essex, Bentley?" And Bentley's like, "Oh, to pursue my dream." And Tom's like, "Is that acting? Yeah, in Romford?" He's like, "No, horse riding, man." He's like, "Oh, right, okay." And there's a lot of stables around, like Epping Forest and stuff. I trained at East 15 and like started a riding club, and there's like lots of lovely riding around there. And but then Bentley says to Tom, like, "Yeah, man, but my horse at the moment is it's not well. It's got sort of back problems and stuff." And Tom's like, "That's because you're riding it, you giant." But Bentley's fucking lovely. He's a great guy. I tell you what.
Yeah, we love Bentley.
Yeah, and he's been on Marvel films and shit. Like, he's a leg. And also he's very lovely. He's very like down to earth. He's got a great sense of humor about him. Great actor as well. The first, I think I got on stairs maybe on day 3 or something, or day 2 or 3 or something. So it was a couple of days after all the rest of the cast had started, all the core cast. And I think it was Samantha and Bentley said, like, "You know, Toby, like, we were all sort of in the zone, you know, doing the serious acting stuff and like really bonding. And then you came along and and before action on one of the takes, I just sort of turned around to them on the stairs and flipped them the bird with my missing finger." And and they all just pissed themselves laughing. They're like, "Then you came along. It's a joke. It's a shit show, mate." But no, we all gone very well. I was like, "Well, you shouldn't laugh, mate. Be professional."
Well, speaking of a laugh, when Bentley was on here, as soon as we mentioned your name, he did the best gut laugh I've ever heard in my life.
Great laugh. He's got a great laugh.
Yeah,
it was full on Bentley laugh. It was great, and I was kind of hoping for that. I'd been like working up to the, you're working with this person, and I'm like, "So what was it like working with Toby?" And he just creased, just could not talk. It was great.
Yeah, man, I love Bentley. He's a cool guy.
So, Tom's resident badass from Blacksite. He's brought Samantha Schnitzler along, who we think is great. How's your dynamic with Samantha, and how did you get on working with Samantha?
Yeah, really good, I think. Why? What she said?
Oh,
she called you an asshole.
Not so much a fan as not so much a fan as Bentley, but you know.
I love Sam. The Schnitz is she's a very talented actress. She's
Tell
very
me that's
talented.
what you all call her, the Schnitz. Is that what you all call
The
her?
Schnitz, yeah, we do.
Awesome.
I think it's her Twitter handle.
Is that all right? I'm not embarrassed.
Yeah, we do call her the Schnitz. I was coming up with other stuff, Schnitz bomb, Schnitzel doodle, you know, anything really. Just make stuff up, man. But yeah, no, we since Stairs, we hung out a bit. We did. I helped her with a self-tape. Yeah, no, she's very good. And I was a bit starstruck's the wrong word, but I was really happy to be working with her because watching Blackside, like, I thought she knocked it out of the park, man. Like, so yeah, I was really pleased to be working with a sort of bigger character on the film with her. And everyone else, who else I've got the cast up here. Well, you know who's on G-Loc, who was also on Stairs? Mr. Shane Ward.
Yes.
Mr. Shane Ward.
Yes. I heard he was going to be on G-Loc, and I was quite excited about this because, Shane Ward. Let's talk about Shane Ward.
Cool.
Let's do that.
I love him.
Let's go for it.
So, how was your experience with one Mr. Shane Ward then?
I tell you what, it was really good. I think Shane might have arrived the same time as me or a day after me. God, I can't remember. But it was really good. It was soap acting's different to film acting.
to a degree. Like, it's a different style, understandably. But two things. Tom's a fucking great director.
Yeah.
And turns out Shane Ward's a fucking great actor as well. So, like, I think on the first take, like, Shane brought the sort of his sort of traditional sort of soap style acting. Tom just said like a couple of words or something, changed completely. That's the mark of a good actor and a good director, is that you can take direction, you can switch, change it up. That's what happens in every audition, basically, is people just want to know you can take direction. Yeah, I was really impressed with Shane. And Sophie Austin as well, his other half.
As well, yeah.
Yeah. So it was really fun. It was really lovely as well. I probably shouldn't mention the fart videos me and Shane were sending each other on WhatsApp afterwards. No, I won't mention that.
We don't want any of that being mentioned.
we don't want to be...
No. Again, like, really lovely guy. Like, very down to earth, very lovely. There was a very nice thing in when we were in Romford. So it's a disused nightclub, which apparently the like Mecca Bingo downstairs had got the rent on, and they weren't hiring it out to any other venues because they basically just bought it to stop the noise from the nightclub coming down to the bingo. So it's completely like abandoned. But there was a thing where like Shane obviously he's got a lot of fans, got a lot of people sort of, love the guy, rightfully so. Yeah. And there was a thing where some security guards came up, I think, from the shopping centre. And they were like, "Oh, can you just do this?" And they gave him a tannoy radio, which went into like all the staff tannoy things, I think, throughout the whole shopping mall. And they just had a whisper in his ear, and he was like, I can't remember her actual name. Let's call her Mavis because it seems fitting. It's like, "This is Shane Ward to Mavis. Shane Ward to Mavis. We've got a clean up on the top floor. Requires your attention, please." And this woman, lovely woman, cleaner, comes up and she's just in shock. Apparently, she's like #1 fan of Romford, sort of thing. But yeah, no, he's really good with fans. He's like lovely guy. She couldn't believe what was happening and stuff. It was really lovely, very talented actor.
I remember seeing the video of that on Instagram. Somebody posted that video up on Instagram.
Really? Oh, lovely.
It was she clearly was in love. Like, this was clearly the biggest Shane Ward fan ever, and it was really nice. Actually, it was really nice.
Yeah, no, top guy, and Sophie's wonderful as well. I think she's tagged me on Instagram today. It was about stairs, actually, not just me. I'm not that special. But, Hi, Soph. Hi, Shane.
And then there is the other actress who claims to be the on-set clown as well.
Alana Wallace.
Alana Wallace, yeah.
She thinks she's funny. Is that what she's saying? She thinks she's funny.
She thinks she's hilarious, but we got a bit of a shock to find out that she used to be in a girl band.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That was awesome.
She?
Yeah.
What girl band?
You know what? It was that long ago that
it was a girl band with Fleur East from X Factor as well. How was Alina? How was Alina? Like, working with Alina, because she is a bundle of fun. We met her on set, and she was awesome.
Elena's fantastic. We're really good friends. We've known each other a few years. I think I introduced her to Tom and everyone because I met Alana at Roxy Holman, who's a very talented producer, part of Joker's Pack, which is a film production company with Mark Blackman. So it was Roxy's birthday party, I think, upstairs in a bar in Soho a good few years ago now. And Alana came along and, like, we just got on straight away. We, like, two peas in a pod, really. Both think we're funny. People put up with us both.
Let's be honest, though. You bump into Toby Osmond at a party. Who's not fallen in love with the guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. 90% of the room, that's who.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but...
But yeah, no, I've got all the time in the world for Alana. She's also a very good actress. She's you get a lot of like models, dancers. Look, Alana does both. Who sort of try and take up acting, and a lot of them are just shit. But Elena's taken to it like a fish to water. She's a very good actress, very talented. So she's definitely going places, which is great and lovely to work with as well. We were just taking the piss the whole time. We kept doing a thing where we had like throat mics on, which obviously weren't connected to anything. They were just props. So we just kept going around saying, hello, is this thing working? Hello. I think it got onto a film video behind the scenes thing that podcast that isn't 365.
What?
Got to share us.
I am perfectly happy sharing.
Well, I am not, you massive slag.
It's been said. Yeah. But yeah, it was like, I mean, Tom's one of these directors who's like, because when I did Black Site, it was just one day, it was low budget. He was like, look, mate, sorry, I know it's not a lot of money, it's only one day, but next film, promise you, I'll get you in a bit bigger role, you know. And you guys have been around the UK film industry, indie industry a bit. There's a lot of bloody chat. There's a lot of talkers. There's a lot of promises made, and it's very rare that any of them are kept. Tom, however, kept it. So did Black Site for the day. Then he got me in for Stairs. Brilliant. I mean, I did the best film scene of my career, easily, hands down, on Stairs.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that when we saw you. Can you tell us anything about this scene or anything like, or is it like a big, massive spoiler territory? If it is, don't say anything. But I want to know what Toby Osmond is like. That was the best thing I've filmed before.
I just felt like I was in Apocalypse Now.
That will do it.
Yeah, we only had enough time for 2 takes, and it was a one shot, continuous, and basically I'm going into a tent. I won't spoil it, but there's a couple of sleeping guards. There's a lantern in the corner, you know, straw on the floor, classic setup, like you're in Nam or whatever. Yeah. I mean, we weren't. We were in Poland, but well, somewhere near Birmingham.
Same thing. About Toby.
Story-wise. Yeah. So. And yeah, there's sleeping guards. I've got a knife. There's a prisoner shackled up. I'm trying to release her. I won't say what happens, but it was just brilliant. You know, it was like I proper felt like this is the shit right here. This is not shit. This is the shit. And Tom said the same as well. He said it was the up to that point, at least. I don't know about G-Loc, but up to that point, the best scene he's filmed. Like everyone was fucking loved it. And not down to me, by the way. It was down to the scene, the setup, the other actors involved, George's beautiful camera work. It was just brilliant. It was lovely scene. George I'm excited to see it.
George is like one of the things we keep saying when we go and see like the Tom Patons sets, or we see the next Tom Patons movies, that George and Tom, we always go on about how great Tom is as a director, and he is. But George, behind the camera as well, is just unbelievable. Like, he's coming on.
Well, we saw him, filming a certain scene by a certain bit of water.
Yeah.
You know, George running along quite low down on the ground. I would have actually died if I tried to do that. But he kept up with you, to get the shot. And yeah.
And
George is a good guy.
I don't want to, like, I can't really talk too much, but like from the set visit of G-Loc, got to see him filming a few scenes really, but literally, man, it was like something straight out of like Event Horizon, Doug Jones's Moon, like the angle they were going for, and I'm just sitting there watching it on the monitor like, Jesus fucking Christ, that is some yeah.
I know.
These guys are up another notch.
Yeah, man. Totally. Well, and it's key. What's nice to see, because I know some directors, they do an indie for like 20 grand or no money or whatever. Then they do another one for 100 grand. Then they do another. And maybe the quality doesn't keep increasing. With Tom, he's learning from every project he does. He's already in a good place, but he's just getting better. I haven't seen Stairs myself because I deliberately wanted to save it till the premiere. But from what I've heard, I know people have seen like rough cuts and stuff, and they're just like, it's a step above Black Site. Black Site was cool, man. Like, it had its faults and stuff, but it's cool. Like, especially for Lovecraft fans like me.
A cheeky little mention on that. A week from now, Black Site's out on DVD and VOD and gets his
Yeah, mate. Everyone buy it.
Oh, I've bought mine. Don't worry.
Sweet.
I've got Redwood, although Redwood wasn't on Blu-ray.
No, I've got my Redwood.
Which is upsetting.
Got my Redwood right there. Redwood.
Oh, there we go.
Still on the wrapping.
I really enjoyed Redwood.
Yeah, 'cause he's got a
I
sign.
thought Redwood was great.
Well, not with the wrapping on.
I've got to get Mike to sign it.
Not with the wrapping on.
But it won't sell for as much
Mike!
on eBay.
Stupid.
It'll not.
Mike is a fantastic actor.
Mike's unreal. Mike's unreal.
Now, I don't know if you know, but me and Mike auditioned for the same role on G-Loc.
Really?
Do you know who got it? He fucking got it. He fucking won. He beat me. All right. You know what? In first off, when Tom was like, basically, mate, it might be a bit awkward, but it's between you and Mike. I said, to be honest, it couldn't be a nicer guy. Like, I'll be quite happy to not get the role if it's Mike getting it, because he hasn't got a bad bone in his body. He's a fantastic actor, really lovely guy.
Yeah, we love Mike to bits.
Yeah, and actually, listening to him on set, I was like, yeah, that was much better than what I was doing for the audition. So, you gotta put the project first, like.
You know what I love as well. Have you seen the on-set photos and stuff like that from G-Loc? There's been Mike's character. We can't say too much about it, but Mike's character is sort of maybe not human, I guess, but so Mike turns up every day on set with a green jumper, a green hoodie, because. Yeah, that's Mike. He's like, I'm in the role. I'm going to be a little bit like visual kind of thing. I'm going to wear that green jumper and I'm going to rock the shit out of it.
But he's not going full green.
No, he didn't go.
He's not going full.
No, he didn't go.
Jar Jar.
He didn't go full green. No,
that's fine.
So on that, we can't say a great deal, a lot about G-Loc and what's happening. What can you tell us about your? Because I got told I'd missed you by 2 days.
Okay, so I only did 2 days filming, plus the fitting and rehearsals and stuff. But it was much better money, so that's fine. And when Tom was like, sorry mate, like, you know, producer gone with Mike for the that role that he was doing, I was like, oh, okay, no worries. No, like, would have been nice to be on the film. He's like, oh, but I have got this other role. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, it's smaller, but I mean, yeah, it's like a captain, sort of space captain guy. I was like, sweet. Without trying to do a spoiler for Mike's character, I thought, okay, well, this is quite good, because if I played that character, it's, you know, it's not human, as you've said. It's voices, something. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, if I play the captain, I'll get my face on screen speaking. That's much better. Chuck it in a show reel. You know, it'll be great. Yeah. So get on set. Obviously, I'm speaking a made-up language. And I didn't think I was racist until... until I delivered this made-up language, which was supposedly a mishmash between Chinese and Japanese. It turns out, after 3 or 4 takes, I start to get more and more, and Tom was not slow in pointing this out to me. I was like, I know, Tom, thanks. I got more and more like a naval captain in Godzilla. In the 80s. I mean, it was literally like,
like Zatoichi or something. Like, and I could tell I was doing it, but I couldn't stop. But yeah, so I apologise everyone for my apparently turning out to be a racist. I never knew.
It creeps up on everyone, Toby.
Yeah.
Any story that starts with "I didn't know I was this much of a racist." That's the story you go with. That's awesome. Oh man.
Yeah. But G-Loc was great fun. I tell you what, who I was actually, and I don't really get starstruck much at all. Like, even on the old if I was or wasn't on a certain HBO show, I fucking loved every second of it, if I was there or not. I'm not one of these like, oh my god. Weirdly, on G-Loc, Casper Van Diem.
Yeah.
Totally starstruck. I was like, he's the Starship Trooper, man.
That guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit. I got to do some interviews with the guys, and I literally, I'm not gonna be able to put that interview in the episode when it goes out. I grew up watching Starship Troopers. You're an absolute legend, and I brain farted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I walked in the room and he goes, will we just sit down here? And I'm like, yeah, we'll just sit down there, sir. And straight away I'm like, fucking sir! So straight away I'm like punching myself in the head. And then I was like, where do you go from there?
Yeah. I loved it, man. We ended up, like, because the scene we had together, we're basically arguing. So I'm the captain of this ship. I won't give his character away, but he's on board the ship. There's bad blood between us. I'm sort of telling him to do something. He's giving me back chat. But the scene is sort of in the background whilst Tarlet's character is in the foreground. So I was saying to Tom, like, are you recording the audio? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you going to use it? He's like, well, it might be quietly behind her voiceover, Tarlet's voiceover. And then Casper's like, dude, just do it, because they always say that, and then it ends up in the film. So let's go for it. But he says this, and he only had like maybe one line of this argument facing the camera. It's basically this. I'm like, why is that box there? He's like, I don't know. And then he turns around, disappears behind a box, and then just starts fucking taking the piss. He's like, he's got quite a potty mouth, Mr. Van Diem. I tell you that. I loved it. Like, yeah. And I was just trying to not laugh and chords while I've got the legend himself, like, calling me I just trying to keep it straight. They were literally like 2 or 3 of the takes. I mean, I never just burst out laughing, but luckily there was enough leeway in the scene where I could sort of turn to the side or like look down or whatever. I turned around so many times because I was just like on the verge of pissing myself. But he's a lovely guy, great actor, obviously, but really lovely guy. And to like stay that sort of humble and cool and like down to earth after doing the stuff he's done, and he's done a lot of stuff since Starships as well. Like
he's sci-fi royalty, man. He's
yeah, man.
He's just
I know.
He is the bee's knees. I know you weren't there, man, and I'm sorry. I feel like I'm rubbing it in, but the dude was just, yeah.
I know. Kev was telling me all about it when he got back and everything, and there was just no way I could have gotten away from work, and it sucks. But you know, new job, and you can't get away from work when you. It wasn't going to happen. Just wasn't going to happen. But Kev was telling me all about it after across a few beers one night, and I was just. Oh, son of a bitch.
I did.
No, it's legend. Well, guys, you might meet him at like a Comic-Con or something. I don't know, or like premiere. Yeah.
I've met him. I'm all right. I'm good.
So you're all right.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I just turn into a bumbling mess when I meet him, so there's no point me doing it.
That's because I wasn't there to calm you down.
So you're a very busy man. You're a very, very busy man.
Yeah, laying back.
Do you have anything in particular coming up anytime soon that you can tell us about?
No.
Fuck's sake.
No, I don't know. I mean, we can chat in a few weeks, maybe. I mean, something's premiering in 10 days' time.
Yeah. Yeah. So something's premiering in 10 days' time.
No, they didn't invite me to the Hollywood premiere yesterday or whenever it was.
Yeah, I was looking. I checked every article that I could find, and I'm like, he's not in it. He's been lying to us all this time. He's not.
You know what? Don't think I didn't try. I emailed all the contacts I had, and I was like, "So about this premiere, any tickets to the party?" Bless their socks. They all got back, and they're like, the thing is, it's for the premiere parties, like even like the heads of department and shit, like often don't get seats because they're such like highfalutin affairs and stuff. So it's like, yeah, but they're very good.
What about the party? You know, the after party or the after party.
I think I was like, oh, what about like the after party? And they just stopped replying then.
You'll be at the London one. You'll be at the London one.
I may or may not have gone to a rap party in Belfast, and I can probably say that because I was photographed by the Paps there. So it doesn't mean I was in it or anything. Maybe they just invited me because I'm so famous. They hyped me on 365.
Well,
that's it.
That's the thing. Once you've been on this show, you know.
I hope you were wearing your hat.
I had my big hat. Oh yeah, the hat. No. So no hat affair, unfortunately. I may or may not also have got invited to and attended the Seville rap party because they had a sort of end of Spanish unit rap party in Spain. And I may or may not have thrown up with Grey Worm's double.
you know. Had you been in the show, you may or may not have done this.
May or may not have. So imagine this: you're on this balcony complex over the centre of Seville, which I believe had stopped being used, but they just threw so much money at them that they're like, yeah, sure, we'll reopen it. And it's this like really plush sort of club, restaurant, bar sort of thing. And there's these luges with the, ice sort of wolf head or dragon head or whatever, and you pour a tequila in the top and you drink it out the bottom of this ice fountain. I mean, I just thought I'd made it. It was brilliant. If I was there, might not have been there. This is probably fine because if I did or didn't sign an NDA, I think it was just about the role. It wasn't about the after parties.
Yeah, you can tell us everything else.
Yeah, a party's a party. You could have been there on... other business.
Yeah, because they had me on 365 and invited me along.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like doing this Grey Worm's double, lovely guy. He's like, Toby, do a tequila out the luge. I was like, I already did one, young whippersnapper. I don't need to prove myself. He's like, do one. I'm like, all right, fine. So I did one. He did one. And then literally 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I don't feel that great. He's like, do you want to go outside, old man? I'm like, fucking dick. Yeah, I do. So went outside onto this balcony, like 100 feet above Seville. Basically just lean over the balcony, chuck up into the air, so my vomit is landing 100 feet below. Luckily, it was all cordoned off. No civilians, no poor innocent Spanish people were hit by my vomiting. And then I turn around. Guess who else is throwing up? Grey Worm's double. Ha! And the thing was, he thought I didn't see. He was trying to be like, oh, you pussy, you fucking idiot. Look at you, can't I? It was brilliant.
That's Toby Osmond, ladies and gentlemen.
We have had the cream of the British crop on the show. Mm-hmm. We've had people who have been in Doctor Who, The Bill,
bloody
the women's prison prison thing.
Bad Girls.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wait,
Trish.
right there.
Trish.
And someone who threw it next to Graham's double on Game of Thrones.
On a show that a show that we're not allowed to talk about because he may or may not be in it.
Yeah, may or may not. Who
I
knows?
feel like they've got the point now.
Aye, bygones. Yeah, bygones.
One thing I did want to ask you about. One thing that we've learned while we've been doing these interviews for Stairs, because we are here to promote Stairs, by the way. You wouldn't think it with Toby being on the show.
And we've done that now.
I mean, Toby just like, we kind of said, do we need to plan this episode? Nah, it's Toby, he'll derail it anyway. So, basically...
I love it when a plan falls apart.
we have since learned that Tom, and he actually confirmed it on the set of G-Loc, I spoke to him about it, the animated series of Blacksite is still a thing. It looks like it might be happening soon. He's planning it.
This is interesting.
Could we?
Because I know there were. Well, I know nothing.
You don't know anything.
Well,
you know
I
something.
might know something.
You know something. You know what's happening.
Like, all I'm going to say is, when I did the one day on Blacksite, there was the character. Although it was only a sort of video training video in Blacksite.
He was Dharma from Lost.
Yeah, exactly. Dharma, Dr. Dharma.
Not better, but good though.
So Tom said if it continues as some sort of franchise, then that character's going to have a much bigger role. Now, I won't say what, because obviously it's... so I'm just walking through my flat. I'm going to have a wee while I'm on the podcast, if that's all right. I'm desperate.
Well, this is a first.
Is it?
This is definitely
Yeah,
a
I think
first.
we've had that before.
What? I won't say that.
Oh, and he's sitting down.
no.
Nice.
I like sitting down. So I had a bus journey back from Amsterdam many, many years ago when I was a young whippersnapper. And ever since that bus journey, the driver was he thought he was funny as well. He said in his lovely Dutch accent on a tannoy, if you're going to use the toilet, then please, guys, sit down and pee-pee like a girly world, because sometimes I drive over bumps and you splash your wee-wee in my bus, which doesn't make me a happy bus driver. So sit down and pee-pee like a girly world. And ever since then, I'd say about 50% of my wees have been sitting down like a girl. It's great fun because you can do things like just do it one-handed, don't splash. You can be on a podcast at the same time. Just going to... There we go. That's great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for bearing with me, listeners. This is the most intimate interview I've ever done.
We just had a guest pee on the podcast.
Yeah, we did.
I tell you what I did last week. Do you know? Have you spoken to Lee Apsey? He was co-writer of Dark Beacon and producer.
We haven't.
Do you remember it?
Lee's somebody I'm keeping an eye on. Yes.
I went to it. You should have a look on my Facebook because I went to Lee's house for his annual Disney party last Saturday. And when Lee told me he was going as Ursula, the arch villainess from Little Mermaid, I decided to go as Cruella de Vil. Nice. So, and a lady friend of mine went as my Dalmatian. Anyway, so yeah, look at my Facebook for pictures of me in drag.
Yeah, we don't need to look at Facebook. We've got plenty of chat messages with those pictures. But yeah, so you're expanding that your character could possibly be jumping into this animated.
Oh yes,
yeah,
Blacksite.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dr. August Kellerman, Professor Kellerman.
Speaking of references and whatnot, and August Kellerman being a One Tree Hill reference and stuff, do you get any? Because obviously you're the cheeky joker of the group in Stairs. So obviously, without spoilers or anything, do you get any nice pop culture references?
God, this is a long time ago.
It seems like your character would be the one that gets it.
I'm going to say I wouldn't want to spoil it.
Excellent.
You can't remember.
I can't remember.
He's had too many
that was like, I think some of the funniest things the lines delivered were just spontaneously thought of. For instance, I don't know if you were there on the day when I may or may not get my finger bitten off in the film. Obviously I do. And the person who bites my finger off is walking away, and then I just sort of flip her the bird with the stump, but without realizing it. And then I just sort of like look down and just have this, oh shit. It's hilarious. It's brilliant. And I actually enjoy swearing at people with my finger stump in real world. So, yeah.
Amazing. I'm so glad you got to use that as an
Flex.
actual. It was like when we were on set and there was the elusive finger shot because they had to do the shot when you actually had the finger on, and Tom's sitting there, he's going, "Come on, guys, it's just a shot of a finger. Come on, it's a shot of a finger.
It's only a fucking finger.
It's only a finger. Let's get this shot. It's a finger." And it's kind of like, I kind of looked at Tom and I'm like, "Oh, so you're using Toby's deformity in your movie? That's pretty sweet."
Did I tell you about when I originally did it? There's another director, Kate Shenton. She does a lot of horrors and stuff. It's probably like two weeks after I cut the finger off. She literally just said in passing, like, "Well, on the plus side, Tom Patons will probably use that in a film." This is like a year and a half ago. And then, Bob's your uncle. He does. There was what was that? There was a good one where we decide we're taking the person who bites my finger off along with the group in the film, and I just do a sort of under the breath, "Watch your fingers, everyone." And again, everyone's just pissing themselves.
was this a cheeky Toby Osmond ad lib or?
I think that was Tom's one. I think mine was flipping the bird, and Tom's was "Watch your fingers, everyone." Oh, we sort of came to it. We had a few ideas, sort of spitballing and stuff, and then that was the that was the chestnut. That was the keeper. Yeah. I love it. Tom knows I take the piss, and I'm a class clown, so he uses it. He's good at like casting people at stuff that he knows they'll. It's basically them. It's basically them.
You know what it is? He bloody is good. Like he's like the cast that he has for Stairs, and the guys that I still can't believe he's got together for G-Loc is just incredible.
John Rhys Davis, Gimli, hello.
No, man. I mean, to be fair, it'll always be Sliders for me. But you know,
yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I was like, what? He was Gimli?
Because
he's the smart guy in Sliders.
George posted that on his thing on his Facebook. He's like, "Oh yeah, John Rhys Davis from Lord of the Rings, Gimli and all that." I'm like, "Dude, Sliders."
Yeah.
Nah, it's Lord of the Rings.
But even then, and even Stephen Moyer from True Blood.
I know.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
He's got a pretty fucking good cast for that movie.
Also lovely, by the way. I was on set at the same time as Stephen and Casper, and Stephen's a very lovely guy, very down to earth again, like very welcoming. It's just nice, all these like nice actors Tom's like finding. Yeah. And then there's me.
Bastard.
And of course, when I walked in the door, they said, "Right, we'll go up and we'll take you into where the actors are all resting and everything. You can go up there and just sort of like get your bearings and that." And I walk in, and there's Mike.
Bless him.
And I'm just like, you know what? I was a little bit nervous driving down because obviously it was like by myself and everything. I'm gonna have to conduct these interviews by myself. I'm gonna have to flam them, is what I was thinking. So I'm driving down, and I walk in, and I see Mike.
Yeah,
all the nerves,
he's lovely.
All the nerves are gone.
Yeah, he's super guy. I can't say enough good stuff about Mike. We were staying in the same hotel for G-Loc, so we were like going to dinner, and
he blames me for his hangovers whilst I was there. But I'm like, whatever, babe. Like, you know, we were having a great time. And, you know, tomorrow's my last day, so it really doesn't affect me. Yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
if you remember, Toby's main game is to buy you a tequila, pretend he drank his at the bar, which I'm still calling bullshit on, Toby. I'm still calling bullshit on that.
I was buying the bar staff tequilas as well, I'm sure, so I had to do it with them.
I'm sure you were.
Although between the three of us, Kev is the only one who actually did the shot.
Yeah, I did. So who's the bigger idiot?
Well,
you two, because I actually did it.
No, I completely girled out, Toby. Totally girled out.
Well, that's
I
fine.
sniffed it and nearly spewed, so...
I drank it and nearly spewed.
Yeah.
And then you had Comic-Con later that day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's right.
That was some good times. That was some good times.
when's the next one? Is it May Bank Holiday or something?
We're all
the fuck, basically.
Yeah, we are.
We haven't got a clue when
We've
anything
not got
is
any
right now.
planned at the moment. Anyway, we've not got any visits planned, Comic-Con wise. So yeah, we're gonna have to get our shit together, Kev.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna have to pull our heads out of our asses. We've had Toby on note, and this will get us moving again.
Exactly.
Because he is a motivator.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Motivator. I tell you, who else was on G-Loc, which is a nice surprise. I wasn't on the same day as her, but Emily Hay, who's a young actress. I actually know her from a film festival we met at. And I just saw her picture in the hair and makeup room, and I was like, oh, no fucking way. Like, so I knew everyone, but most of them, because they were famous, they didn't know me.
Toby, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, I think you're selling yourself short there.
I'm sure when Casper Van Dien looked at you and said, "Who the fuck are you?" He was
the
only
weatherman from
joking.
D65 Licks.
I am the man about town.
Yeah. Is that 365 dude? Yeah, cool. Rock on.
Yeah, if Casper Van Dien said that, I'd fucking die.
Although Kate Dickie of
that
Game
show
of
you
Thrones
may or may not be on
fame.
Oh yeah.
Had heard of 365 Licks.
She had. Yeah, that was
Really?
weird.
This was our
Which
first,
one?
This was our very, very, very first interview ever.
Yeah, at the cons. Yeah.
And maybe she was just being polite. Oh, don't do that. That ruins it.
No, that ruins it.
No, she said
It's
she'd
fine,
heard
mate.
of 365 Licks.
She was like, "I've heard of 365. I don't know how. Are you sure?"
Were you both wearing baseball caps and t-shirts saying
No,
365?
no, this was pre-merch.
Yeah, this was pre-merch days. This was like, we didn't have money for merch. You've totally derailed this, which is fantastic.
Well,
it's
that's expected.
It's kind of why I wanted you on.
Yeah.
But
I love you.
is there anything else you want to tell us about Stairs, about possible? I mean, you've kind of said that it's maybe coming in the summer.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to let the people know? Get it out
Fucking
there.
watch it, man. It's gonna be just watch it, buy it, watch it. I can't wait for it. I don't think I've looked forward to a single project. Oh, well, apart from possibly one that I may or may not be in. I tell you, look,
You're a
it's
bastard.
the,
You know that. Just tell us who
it's
you
the
are.
it's the single film project that I'm most looking forward to seeing.
Right.
Very excited about it. And Tom is as well. So, yeah, can't wait, really. It's going to be great, hopefully. Jesus, hope it is.
It will be. It will be.
This is one that, as we say, the man has just elevated and elevated and elevated. I mean, I saw Pandorica way back in the day, sent it to you. We both watched Pandorica. We loved Pandorica.
I think you were like, I think you sent me the link to it, and you kind of went, yeah, I don't know if you'll like this, but give it a watch. I replied maybe 90 minutes later going, I fucking love that.
Yeah, Pandorica is a great movie. And
It's good, man, especially for the budget. Like, he smashed it.
And apparently there's a huge nod to Pandorica in G-Loc. Yeah, so we'll have to look out for that. And then, of course, Redwood came along, Stairs, Black Site, G-Loc. They have just gone from strength to strength to strength, and we can't wait to see Stairs. The finished product is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And
I believe
Tom said he's got another film in May.
Yeah, he's May and October. He's apparently
Right.
Apparently, dude's doing 2 more this year.
Holy shit!
Patrick.
Might as well when you've
Yeah.
when you've got it in spades, go for it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
is
people like
Mr. Toby Osmond going to be in either
Oh,
of these?
Mr. Tom Patton has said that Mr. Toby Osmond will be in the May film. At least. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Unless I do another shit audition, of course.
Yeah, just
or if you're up against Mike, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I said.
Find out who you're up
I said to him, I was like, Tom, I'm happy to audition for the next one, but I mean, obviously, all it can do is like lose me the role. Really, I mean, just give me it. Just give me it. Be fine. Be fine.
See, by then you'll be Toby Osmond of unspecified TV.
Yeah.
So,
unless I'm completely edited out, and then I'll eat my 365.
Then you'll be Toby Osmond of humiliation fame.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you'll
Obscurity.
You'll still be Toby Osmond of 365.
Well, what you need to remember is, if that does happen, there is always a place for you on this show. You might not.
Oh.
You might not want it, but it's there. It's there.
Let's face it, Toby. You're on it more than I am. So.
Well, we'll have to speak again in a month or so when something may or may not have been.
Yes, we will, and you can give us
all the goss.
Yes.
Other than the throwing up goss.
So, like,
we got that.
6-7 weeks time.
Yeah.
Toby
Yeah.
Osmond is coming back on the show.
Yeah.
To tell us things that he's allowed to tell us.
Do us a favour though.
Yeah.
Try not to need a pee. Just try not.
I can't make any promises.
I mean,
Might
I'm not going to lie. We've been podcasting for how long have we been podcasting? 4 or 5 years now.
It'll be 5 years in a minute, I think.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to scar me.
No one's ever gone to the toilet, ourselves included.
I know. I like being a first. I mean, I can't say that. What if I get really excited and need to?
Well, that's different. That's allowed.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm pleased you said that because I've actually been doing it the last 10 minutes.
To be fair,
Very secretive fella, Toby.
To be fair, looking at our Facebook chat, we've seen that.
Yeah.
We've either seen 5 seconds before or 5 seconds after that, so it's all good.
Is that the one where he was watching the video of me?
That was great. Let's talk about that actually for a quick hot second. Do you have an insider channel with Mr. Tom Patton? Is the scene of Chris falling over going to stay in the film?
I doubt it. However, no behind the scenes will be complete without it.
Well, I've told him countless times. If he needs it for the blooper reel, it's still on my phone. My phone is.
I believe it's on everyone's phone.
It is on everyone's phone. Yeah, he'll not need mine.
Might be a marvelous end of credits scene.
Oh, that would be fantastic. It just cuts back to that scene, and you just see Chris falling over a daisy. You could like green screen a daisy in, so that it looks like you actually fell over something.
Oh.
Don't you feel sorry for that face? Right, man. This is great. I have totally enjoyed speaking to you again.
And me, it's been lovely.
You are always welcome on this show.
Yes, you are. Of course you are.
You
Thanks,
absolutely.
darlings.
You brighten up this podcast.
Ow.
It does.
Oh, if you want a serious thing, I've had quite a few middle-aged women saying they've been seeing me on Channel 5 in a Henry VIII docudrama. I play Thomas Cromwell. So that might be on C5 website at the moment. Don't know.
Is this new?
No.
All right.
So I think I looked at the old contract to see if they had to give me some more money. And one sec, darling. That's the cook. And I think it's because the buyout is running out at like summer or something, so they're just trying to milk the last bits of viewing time out of it.
So it's on. Is it It's on Channel 5. What's it called?
Channel 5 website. Henry VIII and His Six Wives.
Original.
Yeah, it's probably one of about 3 Henry VIII Tudor docs on Channel 5.
I'll give it a watch because you're in it.
I think you should go for a role on The Crown.
Tell them that.
I mean, I wouldn't watch it, but you'd be great on it.
I would watch it, Toby. I like The Crown. Kev's an asshole.
I could probably give you a spoiler about The Crown, actually.
Oh, go on then.
A actor who I may or may not have worked with, who's very good, and I've followed his career a bit, Tobias Menzies. He was in Rome, if you remember that.
I know that name. Yeah.
He may or may not be a Lord of the Riverlands in a certain HBO television series. May or may not. Anyway, Tully. He's playing Prince Charles, I believe, in the next series of The Crown.
Nice.
So there we go. Insider scoop. Oh. Lovely guy as well. Very nice
You're
guy.
always good for them, Toby. However, there's one insider scoop you have failed to give us tonight. And,
Shit. So.
Who the fuck you're playing?
That's because I respect my NDAs. Yes.
I
dependent, like tequila dependent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm willing to bet we are like the only 2 people in Britain that don't know.
Look, I'm telling you, it's just the cab drivers and the Tinder date. Not the Tinder dates. I've got to go. Things he comes out.
You've been absolutely gracious with your time. You have peed on our podcast.
Pcast.
Let everybody know where they can find Toby Osmond and why they should find you, and just pimp everything out before you.
I think my very smart. I'll pretend it's one of my staff, but really it's my brother. Linked tobyosmond.com to my IMDb page. So tobyosmond.com goes there. I'm on Instagram, Mr.T.Osmond, and yes, I did it because it's got Mr. T in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Twitter, Toby Osmond, I think. Facebook, Toby Osmond actor. Yeah. Sort of been a bit slack with the social recently. Yeah. I mean, you might just see me on Game of Thrones. Oh! Anyway, I should go.
You're going to have to bleep that.
As a...
Dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon Dwarf.
I'm not going to say what part of this conversation we've had tonight, but I think we've actually been given a very good clue as to who and what Toby may be playing.
Shut up. I'm going. End of interview. No comment.
No, I'm only joking. Honestly, man, Toby, this has been we can't wait to see Stairs. We can't wait to see you in it. We got to see you being a badass, which was awesome.
You did look a badass.
Yeah.
It was cool for me because I've never seen me being a badass.
and it's like every time we'd seen you before that, you had like the big Toby Osmond hair, and then he turns up on set and he's looking like an actual fucking Marine, and I'm like,
yeah, sure.
This is going to be great. And you look the business from what we've seen, and Stairs is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be the next step in your career, the next step in Elena's, the next step in Shane Ward's career. You know, Tom Patons.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be stepping up from this movie.
And
I cannot wait to see it. Cannot wait.
Me too. Little shout out to Spike Toombs, who did the costumes and props on set.
Actually, he said he was going to provide me with a Black Site Artemis outfit. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He will.
He was nice enough. He was never going to do it, but he was nice enough.
He said he was going to do that because we had conversations about it on the way to London.
Yeah. Because I was going to cosplay as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry about that. Just having a little discussion without you there.
I'm only jealous because I wanted a Artemis t-shirt as well, and I never got one.
Mate, you had one of the best roles in the movie because as soon as that little clip came on, I got my lost nostalgia boner fully erect, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's what Tom's doing here, that's what Toby's doing here, and I fucking love it. Huge Lost
Yeah.
fan, so
Yeah.
you stole the movie.
I did a reference in a short film I did like 100 years ago, which is on YouTube, I think, called Banana Pearl.
Nice.
And I'm playing a stoner hacker in it. And it's just like, it's just fun, very fun little short down in Brighton. And the director's like, very lovely guy called Ben Simon. He was like, okay, so you're sort of typing in a number and then you're writing that number down on a bit of paper. So I just Googled the lost numbers straight away. So watch Banana Pearl for a little lost reference. So, I love you both.
The best guest we could possibly have. I'm just glad you didn't poo.
You could call the episode Peas in a Podcast. Ooh.
There you go.
I like that. Let's corner that market. Ooh. New show idea. We interview our guests while they're on the toilet.
Anyway, I'll see you later, guys.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Toby, man, awesome.
Do you ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
Do you ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
Jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd.
So that was Toby.
So that was Toby having a piss.
Yeah, man. And that was Stairs Part 2.
Yeah.
Are we going to go for a Part 3?
Who have we got for Part 3?
Part 3 could be anyone. We'll just
Well, you
go
know,
for it.
the director.
Yeah, he's too busy being all fancy schmancy on his new movie.
Yeah,
though,
so
isn't
I
he?
hear.
Yeah.
So I gather. I missed it.
Well, I'm not allowed to say too much, but what I will say is there is an episode.
You've already told me everything.
I have told you everything.
You've already seen everything.
There is an episode incoming. Of course, I've been trying to find out when I can do this episode, but dude, this shit's on lock. But yeah, so that episode's incoming. The G-Loc episode will be coming as soon as I can give it to you because I got some really cool stuff there. I did get to visit the set.
I know you did.
Unfortunately, you couldn't make it.
I am genuinely gutted that I didn't get to visit the set.
Sometimes life gets in the way.
It's just, new job, and it's been busy as fuck, and all that stuff and things, and like you say, life didn't find a way, Kev.
But that's why we are a two-man operation.
Yeah, but you got to visit the set, and I didn't.
It was awesome. There was actual, set builds.
I know, but shut up. I'm fucking made up that you got to see it all. I am. I properly am.
So
especially.
me.
Oh, shut up. No, mate. I'm glad that you got to go and see it. 365 deserved to be there. It belongs on a Tom Patons set. Seeing what the fuck is going on. I'm glad that you got to go. I really am. I'm gutted that I missed it. But yeah, from what Toby says, there are other films being made this year in 2019.
More ting incoming.
Exactly. So, a little bit more notice, Tom. A little bit more notice so I can get some time off work. You know, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
But speaking of time off work and speaking of a little bit more notice, we are doing something in May.
You're damn right we are.
The start of May. We are going
and on May the 4th.
May the 4th of all days. I did say that to him and he was like, what's Star Wars?
Bastard.
Mind blown.
I'm not going.
But May the 4th, we are heading down to our Fair Nations capital, London, and we are going to a premiere of a movie that we have been pimping the shit out of probably since this podcast began.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing this. I really, really am looking forward to seeing this. We've got to dress smart now.
Yeah, we do have to
I'm a bit worried I don't do that. I'm wearing a fucking Kieran Tierney t-shirt right now.
You could just dress like the Penguin.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the Penguin. Just do that.
Just dress like the Penguin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But the movie, we've been talking about this movie for a few years now. Mark Zammett, who's been on the show before, fantastic guest, fantastic guy, massive passion project, Homeless Ashes, is finished. It's in the can. I've been plugging it for the last couple of months on the show, saying that it was done. We have officially been invited down to the premiere. which is cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently Mark has some pretty out there ideas that we're going to be doing. Like, this ain't your mama's premiere. This is going to be cool. I can't wait for this. So,
has he been telling you things and you're not telling me things because I won't go?
I like to tell you nothing.
Do you have to go on Instagram?
No.
Or Snapchat?
Don't go on Instagram. Don't go on Snapchat.
Or Twitter?
Dude, I'll let you know things all in good time.
Yeah.
When I feel you're ready to know, 10 minutes from when we get there, I will tell you. To the point where you have no choice.
That's fine.
And you're like...
That's the best way, if anything.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Like that time I got to meet Casper Van Dien. That time
oh, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
That time I met him.
Yeah.
He signed my shirt. He signed my football shirt.
Yeah. I hope Lindsay washes it.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
It's already on eBay. But yeah. This has been Stairs. We are going to see Homeless Ashes in May. I quickly just want to mention that. I'm really looking forward to that. We can't wait to see that movie. But this has been all about Stairs. This is the Stairs Part 2 marathon. Alana Wallace, what a fantastic guest to have on the show. She is just awesome. Toby Osmond.
What a fantastic pisser.
What? Yeah, he does piss well. It did not knock him off his interview strategy one bit.
No. He kept talking away mid-flow.
Yeah, the thing I love about it, like we didn't really get to ask him any questions at that point. It became a story about somebody else pissing. Him pissing on a bus in Netherlands. Yeah. I love that dude.
Bless him.
Like,
yeah.
When we decide, whenever it may be, to put an end to the 365 Flicks podcast, which will never happen. It will never happen.
I've just spent £10,000 on a new fucking studio.
It'll be 40 years from now.
That's fine then.
But the clip reel show, will be guest hosted by Toby Osmond. What a guy. And I'm sure if you happen to be watching TV in, a week's time?
Well, you never know.
There's a chance.
I hope he lasts longer than 5 minutes.
Do you think he'll be a dragon?
I think maybe that's what his Tinder date is saying.
Shit. You went there. Shots fired, Toby.
Damn.
Fire them back, mate. But yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Stairs, we can't wait.
Boosh.
Yeah.
Done.